the India is a brand starved country, and there is a rise in, and it's exciting time. There's a rise of many new D2C brands, and you were at Shopify in a senior leadership role, and platforms like that have made it possible for newer, younger, and or smaller brands to also participate in the e-commerce rising opportunity, and digitize themselves, if you will, or have their digital strategy more easily possible. So do you see, so two-part question, what do you see as opportunity for new young emerging brands, and likewise what do you see as opportunity for commerce enablement models with Amazon, Shopify, Meesho, some of these platforms being there? Should we expect newer commerce models and newer platforms to develop to support this large emerging D2C and creator economy?
Yeah, like you said, this is a two-part question. We are a brand-starved country for sure, and I'm very excited to see so many direct-to-consumer brands making inroads. And like you mentioned, it's changed significantly from the time, I led Shopify. And of course, the COVID pandemic has also played a huge role. Over almost a 2-year period, customer behavior has shifted completely, forcing many to embrace it, forcing many, people who've never adopted it or were resistant to it also, who've now come, digital. Now they've discovered the ease of digital. They've discovered, the beauty of options, which I think was, if you go in the offline world, it's still limited, especially when you think of, D2C brands and access to the variety when you go online. So to your question on whether I would see more different types of commerce enablement platforms, there are two ways. One, I think video commerce is definitely going to, change the way some of these platforms operate. And if the existing platforms and the solution providers are able to keep up with this change, and also several other changes which are going to penetrate, they could, also be the ones who will be able to adopt to different consumer needs and different needs that platforms need to meet. The other one is social led, which is why, at some point when Amazon, Flipkart were big, people didn't really see another dominant entry of another player, but there was a whole unserved market of, small and medium businesses that were struggling to go digital, and Meesho came and kind of, established its presence there. So there's room for new ones all the time, and there are blind spots which we sometimes, either as entrepreneurs or as investors also may not necessarily see, but the one who's seeing the problem closely or struggling with a certain problem might be the one who will come and create and disrupt some of these existing platforms. And that's been historically always happening. At some point, there's always a new player who comes in with a completely, unassuming platform and is actually solving a problem in the most simplistic fashion, and people shift after some time. Google is a great example when Yahoo was reigning and so on. So that's always, I think, going to happen. Platforms today that are reigning, if they're very smart and can adopt, they might be the ones who will still retain their base. But if they are not able to keep up with all of the changes, and sometimes we've seen several examples of that happen as well, and then there are going to be new players. And I think the second part of your question was about opportunities for D2C brands as well. Did I get
Correct.
that right? Okay.
Yeah, so is there an opportunity to create young new brands into large viable businesses?